Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Well, today our topic is the law of tithing. Randy said, tithing isn't a ceiling of giving, it's the flow. It's not the finish line of giving, it's just a starting block. So tithing can be the training wheels to launch us into the mindset, skills, and habit of grace giving. Now, what's the definition of tithing? The tithe is God's law for his children, yet the payment is entirely voluntary. So it's not compulsory, it's voluntary. To give a tenth of one's income as a tithe. So whatever you earn, you give that tenth of you earn to a local church, to a local mosque, to to needy person, to people that really in need. A tenth part of something paid as a voluntary contribution or as a tax, especially for a support of a religious establishment. Also to pay or give a tenth part of especially for the support of a religion established or organization. Now, a tithe is the 1/10 part of something paid as a contribution to a religion organization or compulsory tax to a government. So today, tithes are normally voluntarily and paid in cash or check. It depends on somebody's person, it depends on the organizations. Whereas historically, tithes were required and paid in kind, such as agriculture produce. So tithing is being around for so long time, for about 1,000 years ago. Now, why do we pay tithing? Like why? Well, why we do that? When we pay tithing, ladies and gentlemen, we show gratitude for all that God has given us and return to him a portion of what we have received. So we say, you know what, God, thank you so much for giving us. We're so grateful. And we know that whatever you give us is not, you gave it to us, is yours anyway. So it's by God's law, okay? It's not compulsory, it's voluntarily. We take 10th out of our income and give it away. How does our offering help us? The payment of tithing strengthens our faith, increases spirituality and spiritual capacity. One way that tithing helps us to increase our spiritual capacity is through our willingness to let go of things and the selfishness that often accompanies those things. Now, being alone, tithing requires to give. Just a second. To give us to tithing requires all of us to give what we can to benefit the whole. Yeah, to benefit the community. That's what really tithing for. Just a second. God, God, God does not favor those who pay tithing above those who don't. Okay? As the purpose of tithing is to benefit the whole human race that goes love without respect for a person. Regardless of you paying tithes or not, you are loved by God. If we fail in our willingness to offer what we have to benefit the whole, we can always try and try and try and try again. Failure to give a portion of what we have been blessed with does not cause God to punish us. Rather, it simply and naturally halts our spiritual growth by denying us as an opportunity to develop selfishness and unity with God. Tithing is a law of this life. So it's important to bring our hearts and offering in alignment with what is right in front of us in this life. Sometimes we live too much for eternity, but our offering are meant to bless this world and create a glory here among our fellow humans. Our offering is create kind of balance, because in this world God created us in a different, I'm not going to say in a different level, but created us in a different financial position so we can help each other and we can support each other. That is what really the law of tithing is being created for, is to give to the needy person, give to the local church, give to the local community back. Now, tithing by Dr. Monroe. Now, I'm going to share with you a video explain in depth about tithing. And when I've heard this, it's a mind-blowing. So, give me a second. Yeah.
Tithing has nothing to do with giving God money. Can I say it again? Just for the CD purpose? Tithing has nothing to do with giving God money. God doesn't need nothing from you. You couldn't even give God nothing. Everything on the earth already belongs to God. He don't need nothing from us. So when God sets something up, it's not because he needs it. Tithing and offerings is God's management training program for mankind. Boy, this is so important. God doesn't need a penny from us. And yet he tells us 10% of everything is mine. We only think of money. And that's our problem. If you get 10 pairs of shoes, one of them ain't yours. If you get 10 dresses, one of them ain't yours. If you bought 10 oranges, one of them is not yours. If you got 24 hours in a day, 2 hours and 40 minutes don't belong to you. I ain't got no time to pray. What are you talking about? You got 2 hours and 40 minutes that don't belong to you. You're a thief every day when you don't use those 2 hours and 40 minutes for God's purposes. You are a thief. A tired thief. Sleeping on God's time. You spend 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours watching cable television and don't give God his 2 hours and 40 minutes that belong to him. 10%. You can't even manage 2 hours and 40 minutes. You're trying to get money. It ain't money. Money ain't your problem. Management is your problem. God could any time of day command you to give the dress away in your closet. One of them ain't yours. So tithing and offering is not about money. It's about management. Can you consistently, God says, put aside 10% of everything for my purposes? That's tithing. Can you consistently? Now, let me tell you something. Listen to me. 100% of everything belongs to God. What did I say?
100% of everything belongs to God.
No. Say it again. What did I say?
100% of everything belongs to God.
Okay. So, God blesses you with a paycheck of $1,000. How much of that belongs to God? Okay, you're doing good. You're smart. Now, how much did God say to put aside for his work? 10%. How many is left? 90%. Which one of those belong to God? Ah, you're getting smart. Okay. All right. So then why would God, if he owns all 1,000, want you to put aside 10% if all of it still belongs to him? Why? Because it's not about the money. It's about your ability to put it aside. Your will, your control, your discipline to put it aside. He's after your discipline.
Wow.
If you can manage the 10% properly, then he is happy to trust you with the 90% that's left. But because you've been unfaithful in the 10%, you keep losing the 90%, so you end up with no percent. That's why you're broke. And so you tell God, I can't pay tithes this week. Things tough. We're in crisis right now, God. You got to figure this out. Things too rough. And God is saying, what are you talking about? Your salvation is in the tithe. Let me take you one step further. This is what tithing does to you. Number one, what's the first word? Accountability. Write it down. Now, each one of these words is management. If you keep paying your tithes and giving your offering, you automatically first become accountable. What's the second word? Discipline. For you to put that aside every single time, it takes control. What's the third word? Honesty. For you to be a tither, that means no one's watching except God. And he knows if you're paying it or not. You can lie to everybody else, but God knows if you're paying 10%. That means it makes you honest. And managers must be honest. What's the fourth word? Diligence. Diligence means that you work at it constantly to make sure you don't steal that 10%. That's what managers are supposed to do. What's the next word? Oh my God. That's what's wrong with managers. They are unfaithful. And it takes faithfulness to tithe. What's the last one? Trustworthiness. For you to manage a tithe, God got to trust you every time. I just gave you the characteristics of a manager. They are accountable. They are honest. They are diligent. They are faithful. They are trustworthy. Jesus, one day,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.